Episode 192. The unspecialized class includes skills from all 24 professions. Though they're all low level, they cover both ranged and melee with wildly different styles. No matter the situation, the unspecialized always has a suitable skill ready to go. Against Toya's bewildering array of skills, the unspecialized character didn't fall behind in the slightest. Right now, Toya was being suppressed. Situation no dungeon team would ever dare imagine. Toya's ever-changing skills always had everyone scrambling to keep up. Whether a dungeon record was high or low always depended on his mood. But now, in Yeshu's team, Toya was like a ferocious beast trapped in a cage. His usually razor-sharp claws and fangs were completely ineffective. However, this battle involved far less coordination. Tang Ru and Steamed Bun Invasion clearly couldn't keep up with Ye Shu's rhythm, while Toya's variations remained numerous. But Ye Xiu could keep up with his shifts, always managing to counter him. For the others, however, the fight escalated to a far more complex level. They lacked the experience and judgment to keep up and coordinate. At this moment, Tang Ru and Steamed Bun Invasion were in an awkward position, not much better off than Feng Hua. They were just mindlessly pouring on the damage. The only one whose attacks could even remotely sync with Lord Grimm's was So Mucheng's windward formation. His experience and judgment might not match Ye Xiu's, but what he had was a deep familiarity with him.
This guy, he really doesn't always go all out, does he?
Tang Ru sighed with feeling. The feeling of being unable to keep up with the pace was quite defeating for him. During yesterday's 3 dungeon runs at this point, Ye Xiu hadn't exerted such overwhelming pressure. Everyone had been relying on their own reactions to perform. But today, with 11 laps to voice ID for Ye Xiu going all out, it felt like the rest of them were just spectators. In Tang Ru's heart, only one question remained. When he PK'd and utterly crushed me back then, did 11 laps to voice ala for Ye Xiu even go all out? The fight unfolded in near silence. While the skill exchange between Lord Grimm and Toya was too fast-paced for much talk, there were moments, brief windows, where a timely warning was possible. Ye Xiu would call out pointers for everyone to pay attention to, but such places were truly rare.
Heidi-san, it's about to go red.
For instance, at a moment like this, Ye Xiu was still earnestly reminding everyone, but no one reacted. So what if the boss is about to enrage? Can't you handle it?
In the end, even after entering its enraged state, Tua's increased speed and attack power still failed to cause any real trouble. Lord Grimm continued to suppress it effortlessly. From this alone, it's clear that 11 laps of voice ID for Ye Xiu wasn't at his limit when he was suppressing Tuoya earlier. Otherwise, how could he still level up the moment Tuoya went berserk?
So, just where is Ye Xiu's limit?
Tang Ru was a bit bewildered, but Steamed Bun Invasion was completely oblivious to such subtleties. From start to finish, he was just yelling and hollering about fighting and killing. When there was teamwork, he'd join in. When there wasn't, he'd just go it alone and brute force his way through. For him, the game was fun no matter what.
In the end, Tuoya fell.
Even though he had entered a frenzied state, he gained greater speed, his skills becoming even more dazzling, but it was all for naught. Before Ye Xiu's Lord Grimm, these were as flimsy as paper. Lord Grimm seemed like a system specifically designed to counter Tuoyai. Zhang Mo Xiao was flawlessly precise, ruthlessly restricting every skill Tuoya used, either parrying, interrupting, or striking first.
His methods were endlessly varied. It was a good thing Tuoya wasn't a real human. Otherwise, anyone subjected to such deliberate suppression would be so frustrated, they'd cough up blood.
After Tuoya fell, the system message flashed. The new record for the Glazed Lands dungeon was indisputably set. Moonwheel Guild, 28 minutes, 1 second, 27, compared to Blue Brook Guild's original record of 30 minutes, 45 seconds, and 66 milliseconds. This new time shaved off a full 2.5 minutes. While the major guilds competed for records by mere seconds, Ye Xiu's team always made leaps so massive, so utterly despairing, with each new run. The fact that Blue Brook Guild's record had stood for so many days meant no one else could even shave off a single second. Yet, Ye Xiu's team shattered it by a full 2.5 minutes in one go.
At that moment, the world chat was flooded with messages. Why is it the Moonlit Wheel Guild?
Lord Grimm! Lord Grimm again! Mo Xiaoyao! Wasn't he from Blue Brook Guild?
Why did you run off to Moonlit Wheel Guild again? Steam Bun Invasion! When are you going to pay back the 5 gold you owe me?
Amidst the chaotic flood of messages, some were even calling out Steamed Bun Invasion by name. Steamed Bun Invasion responded on the World Channel with unruffled composure.
Don't rush me. I'll pay you back when I've got 10 gold together.
World messages have a cooldown too. 2 minutes between posts. There's no way they could respond in time. And besides, most of those shouts are probably just jokes anyway. If they really wanted to talk, a private message would be much faster. But this interruption sparked a wave of people demanding repayment in the world chat. In no time, messages like, "When are you giving my wife back?" started flooding the chat. This was utterly ridiculous. Fan Hua was naturally thrilled. He was having a warm chat with everyone in the guild, though he had to admit, a guild like Moonlit Wheel was rather low tier and small-minded. When the dungeon record was announced, quite a few members in the guild were curious about the equipment reward. Refreshing a dungeon record guaranteed a purple tier drop. But in top guilds like Bluebrook Pavilion or Tyrannical Ambition, nobody really cared about that. For them, the record itself, the prestige, was the only prize. They'd seen plenty of low-level purple gear, so they weren't curious or invested. But as the guild leader, Feng Hua was different. While he cared about the record, he was also genuinely excited about the purple gear that dropped. And you couldn't blame him. Here he was, the esteemed guild leader of Moonlit Wheel, yet he didn't have a single purple tier piece of equipment on him. He was even worse off than Lord Grimm and the other 3 hired hands. When he saw them today and noticed that Cold Smoke Soft and the other 2 had all uniformly swapped to purple weapons, his weathered eyeballs nearly popped out of his head. Purple weapons! Don't be fooled by the fact that every elite in the big guilds has one. These things are genuinely rare items. In a guild like Moonlit Wheel, if a purple weapon dropped, no one would follow any class priority rule. Whoever rolled the highest could just sell the thing on the market for a tidy sum. The considerate ones might share a bit of the spoils with their teammates, while the selfish ones would keep quiet and pocket it all. This kind of dispute has been a constant source of trouble in Glory for the entire 10 years since its launch. Fan Hua was secretly thrilled as the final reward was a purple tier revolver, perfect for his Spitfire. What's more, none of the 4 hired hands rolled against him for it, so the prize fell right into his pocket. Naturally, he was feeling pretty damn pleased with himself.